And now we have a four-parter.
Are you sure
Clash
this is
of
the
the
place?
Mighty. The finale of Season 2.
I don't know, sir. He could... Very
Just
well.
like Crash Bandicoot, it's about time.
Mephiles! I know that you're here.
Anyway, Midas versus Mephiles.
Come on out.
OP
For I
versus
challenge your
OP.
leadership and possession over this island. I challenge you to a duel.
One shall stand, one shall
Face
fall.
me
I got my money
if
on
you
Mephiles.
dare. Be prepared.
But I don't know if it would be a curb stomp like...
Ah! What?
I don't know if it would be a complete shutdown like Zashin versus Valtor.
A
But
new era is tiptoeing nearer. And where do we feature? Just listen to teacher. I know it sounds sordid, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues.
what's he singing?
And injustice deliciously square. Be prepared.
Oh, of course.
Mephiles. At
I don't
last.
know The Lion King much. I haven't seen it in years. As sure as I could see the remake. I heard it was bad and didn't bother. Everbreed, most of the time.
Minus, I believe.
No intro this time.
It's
Just
a
cut to the
privilege
chase.
to meet the member of an organization that I recently just discovered. You've been quite the pain in my thigh, if I say so myself. Coming to my island, looking for Zark to claim for yourself. What did you do to my men? Oh, nothing much. I'll admit they will make quite interesting vessels. But really, I just wanted a bit of privacy between you and me. This is between the two of us, after all. But hey, enough of that. Look at you. Gene himself, reborn.
Oh,
How
Jean,
did you-
But
Oh, I have my ways.
who cares?
But if I'm being honest, you do look quite different, if I say so myself. New look, and probably even a new personality. Well,
Some things never
when you've
change.
been trapped in an endless void for more than 4 years, that's bound to do something to you. But that's beside the
Can you
point.
get Professor
You know
Paradox
why
and
I'm
Ben
here.
10?
Indeed.
I went insane.
require
Then that got boring, so I
the
just made
card
myself
that
say it
I
again.
possess, as well as Zark. Well, I'm afraid I have come too far in my quest to give them up to the likes of you. I'm afraid that you will fail. I am too ambitious to lose, especially now. Ugh. Then I believe we are both in an agreement then. Very well then. Allow us to settle this fate.
Doesn't have the same kick of making your own door disc for your arm, but it'll do the trick.
I've been waiting to use this on you. Go, Barrion Spearfield!
Uh-oh. He had an ace up his sleeve the entire time.
What is this? You like it, Mephiles? This is a Barrion Spearfield. I was given only one when I returned to these dimensions, and I was saving it specifically for you. Not only can I inflict real damage while I am in this field, but with it, my new powers come to their full potential. And now, I can reveal
It's
my
not the
true
spear field
new
from the finals
self.
of Zetzel. New true self. Meant to be a Barian form, I assume.
Well, Mephiles, what do you think? Well, and I thought you were ugly before. Joke while you can. This conflict ends now. Let us begin. Very well then. A duel for the ages.
I've seen that face before.
For the
I think
future
it's like
of our goals.
the thing that spits
And a
stuff
duel
in Smash
to
Bros.,
determine
which is, I
Who
think,
gets Zark?
Andros from the
Duel!
original Star
Duel!
Fox.
I will be making the first move if you don't mind. I draw.
But whatever. Barian Battle
I
Board.
summon Rodent of the RO to the field. Using his effect, I can special summon my annoying child of the RO to the field as well. Then I will activate the spell RO Chemical Reboot. This spell card allows me to perform a Fusion, Xyz, and Synchro Summon all at once, using only my 2 monsters. So I will combine Rodent and Annoying Child into these 3 monsters. First, I Fusion Summon Kaiju of the GRO. Then, I Synchro Summon Destroyer-Bot of the GRO. And lastly, I will Xyz Summon my Maiden of the GRO. Interesting. So that spell card allowed you to perform a Fusion, Xyz, and Synchro
That's
Summon
what I just said.
all in one turn? If you think that's the biggest trick in my book, then you haven't seen anything yet. I will end my turn with 1 face-down card. Your move. Very well then. Prepare yourself, Mephiles, for this shall be your only turn. I draw!
Let's see what you can do.
Now, let me
Surprised he's still wearing the
bring
sunglasses
us
on
home.
guys.
Go! Baryon World! Baryon World has a large variety of different effects, depending on the number of Baryon monsters on my field or in my graveyard. The more monsters I have, the stronger the effect. Now, what is a world without its king? I summon him. And since there is 1 Baryon monster, Baryon World is completely unaffected by all card effects.
Okay.
And its effects cannot be negated. So in other words, that field spell isn't going anywhere.
Correct. No
Correct.
MST.
Now I activate my King's special ability, which lets me draw another Baryon card from my deck. Next, by revealing my Baryon Bishop in my hand, I can special summon his Queen. And Queen also lets me special summon the Baryon Bishop I revealed on top of that.
Mizar and
Now prepare yourself,
Rio.
Mephiles, because this is your first of many problems. I overlay my
Obviously,
3
King
level
is
7
Shark.
monsters. With these 3, I build the overlay network and Xyz summon. Behold, Baryon World's first line of defense. I reveal Baryon Emperor Tachyon Halberg.
I don't think you've seen this one before. The heck is that?
Okay, that's our cue. Now then, let's get... What?
Is that how
on
big it is? If it's
Earth?
bigger than a sphere field, or they're just looking at the sphere
Now
field?
what do I do? Should I leave or... help out
Should
the
I
others?
stay or should I go?
What the heck? So, how much farther is the docks then? Not too far now, just a few more miles.
Miles.
Guys?
It's the Tachyon or the sphere field? You think they noticed the sphere field earlier, actually.
He summoned it.
Uh-oh. So the dragon's bigger than the sphere field.
Sweet mother of the Egyptian gods! What the heck is that? Gentlemen, that is the first line of defense for Baryon World. And that can only mean the final battle of this conflict has just begun.
Jeez, a giant armada battleship of some
Interesting.
sort.
I would almost say that looks impressive.
And you have it. Oh, it's implied you're sitting on top of the halberd.
Wait until you see his special ability. Once he is summoned, he shuffles all of your monsters back into the deck. Say bye-bye, Mephiles. Thanks for the offer, but I won't be needing it. I'll have my RO Fusion shuffle my monsters back into the deck instead. A fusion spell. That means...
Obviously,
Only
a
in
ritual
this
summon.
case, I get a fusion monster in return. An offer I cannot refuse. I
Especially when
shuffle
you need
all
the
3 of
field.
my monsters and fusion summon Portal to the GRO!
What the heck?
Like I am going to be scared of a puny little portal. You shouldn't fear the portal, but rather what is inside of it. First of all, when my portal is summoned, it goes face up to my field spell zone as a field spell card.
Okay.
Field spell. Yep. And not only can I add 1 RO card from my deck to my hand for each fusion material used to summon it, meaning I add 3 cards, but you're not allowed to attack me directly while the portal is in my field spell zone. Fine. I set 2 cards face down and end my turn. You're lucky.
Minus had a strong
Then
start,
I will
but
make
Mephisto
it mine.
had a nice
I
counter.
draw.
Not Mephisto, Mephisto, sorry.
I activate my RO ticket, which adds another RO card from my deck to my hand. Go ahead, Mephiles. Add all the cards you need. It will do nothing to save you. Oh, I would think twice about that. Now here's a surprise. I activate RO Chart A and RO Chart B in my pendulum zones.
0 to 13.
Pendulum. You have pendulum cards! Correct. You can thank a certain Hugo Celadon for the idea. Now then, with these
Great.
2 monsters, I am allowed to pendulum summon between the levels of 1 and 12. Don't worry, it won't get worse. Oh wait, I lied, because of RO Chart A's pendulum ability. Since I control no monsters, I'm allowed to pendulum summon monsters from my deck, in addition
What?
to my hand and extra deck.
That's broken as
A deck.
fuck.
Can't be.
The fuck
So
is
with
Hugo
these
supposed
2
to beat
monsters,
this?
I pendulum summon a
It's like
Pia,
the same problem
Sloth
in
of the
Valtor
RO,
versus
Rata of the RO,
Just makes you say
Vigilante
yourself,
of the
so how's he ever
RO,
gonna stop
Coolio
this?
of the RO, and from my hand, Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon!
Come to think of it, did we fight the
Odd
Dr.
Eyes!
Bane? I remember the clear wing and I think we fight Starving Venom, but I don't remember Dr. Bane. I feel like there's one
How
missing.
did you have that card?
Yeah, minus
When you
being
have
Odd
the
Eyes
power
Pendulum
to create
Dragon,
almost
that can't
any
be good.
cards that you desire, you can create just about anything. Now then, I activate RO Chart B's Pendulum ability. With it, I can turn your Xyz monster's rank into a level for this turn.
Why would you do that, though?
Level 5 or higher.
Because Eyes'
no.
effect.
Now, let's have some fun. To expand my never-ending bag of tricks, I
Why does
activate
Coolio
Coolio's
have
special
a thing?
ability,
Be fresh?
allowing it to perform a fusion summon without the need of polymerization. So I'll combine himself with my Sloth of the RO.
He did turn his other monsters
With
back
these
to the
2,
deck.
I fusion summon Snortosaur of the GRO.
Snortosaur?
Now I'll use my Sloth's special ability. By banishing RO ticket from my graveyard, I can summon it back to the field. In addition, since my Rata is a tuner monster, I'll tune it with this Sloth that I just summoned. Synchro summon Spiritualist of the GRO. And lastly, I'll activate Rata's
I do like
graveyard
a
effect,
Snortosaur looks like he's a
targeting
Viking.
Vigilante, and thus allowing him to
Aside.
special summon himself back to the field. He also his level also changes to match my Vigilante.
Of course.
Now I overlay them! Xyz summon! Come on out! Cyber Wreck of the GRO!
Wreck-It Ralph?
Your monsters, they look pathetic. Absolutely ridiculous. It looks like somebody threw them all in the garbage bin.
They were recycled.
You're not too far off, actually. These monsters are the spirits of beings that were criticized, and thus rejected for their own stupidity, rejected for their own horribleness, and rejected because they were inferior to those that were higher quality to them.
Of course.
And here they are, in the form of my deck. I have given these spirits new life, a new purpose, to allow me to accomplish my goals to resurrect Zark. What exactly do you plan to do, Mephiles? Why would you want to control Zark anyway? Why should I bother telling you? You won't be around long enough to find out. Now, I activate CyberX special ability. When it succeeds summoned, all of my monsters gain 1,000 attack points. On top of that, I'll use CyberX's other special ability. By using up an overlay unit, I can destroy a speller trap you control for each GRO monster I have. Since I have 3, I can destroy that many speller traps.
Well, you can't destroy the
But
field
don't worry,
spell.
your Barian world won't be going anywhere. Your face downs, on the other hand.
Both of them.
Now let's battle. Snortosaur, destroy his pathetic Halberg. Go, Hyper Sneeze.
Surprised to go with Snore,
Not
Snore,
so
not Pendulum
fast.
Dragon.
I use up one of my monster's overlay units, and it is not
He has
destroyed
3
by
of
this
them.
battle. You still take the damage. Urgh. And let me share you a little secret. My Snortosaur gains an additional attack for every other GRO monster I control.
So gains another
Meaning
2
he
attacks.
has 2 more attacks lying in wait. Go! Urgh. I use up another overlay unit! Urgh. Now attack
You have
a
that
third
massive
time.
size and you just negate
Again,
your own
another
destruction.
overlay unit! Urgh.
Lame.
Now, Odd Eyes, destroy his pathetic
Then again, you
Halberd
do
with
also shuffle
Spiral
everything back to the
Flame
hand,
Strike!
so I guess that's pretty valid.
Oh, and when Odd Eyes battles a level 5 or higher monster, the damage you take is doubled. No! I activate Barian Bishop's Graveyard effect! Not only can I summon it to my field, but neither of these 2 monsters can be destroyed for the rest of this turn! Ugh!
You're still taking all that damage, though.
The Spear Field also forces me to take real damage as well. Very well, then. Cyberek, Spiritualist, you might as well attack him as well. Do some more damage! Ah! Ugh!
I'm going to assume Bishop's in defense mode, which is why he doesn't attack hits.
Congratulations!
You
actually
survived.
managed to survive more than 1 turn against me. Not many people can live long enough against me to say that. Oh well then. I set 2 cards and end my turn. It's your move. You fiend. I'll make this very academy your grave. I draw!
Dang it! There's not even a question of the day. Next, Clash of the Mighty Part 2.
What's so funny?
Didn't even do a chaos draw.
Nothing much, Mephiles. It's just... Let's say there's a reason why I wasted all of my monster's overlay units.
To protect
Like
yourself.
the Barian World's second special ability, since on my field and in my graveyard there are now 4 Barian
Oh,
monsters,
jeez.
I gain 7,000
What?
life points during my standby phase.
How does the math even add up to that? Just
So as
specifically,
long as that
oh,
card
because
is on your field,
7.
every time I knock you down, you'll just get back up again with another 7,000.
Because there's 7 Barian Emperors, and that's why it's 7,000 life
Correct.
points.
But I'm far from done there. Now, I'll banish one of the trap cards you just destroyed from my graveyard in the last turn. My Barian Shield. And by doing so, I can draw another Barian card from my deck. Then, I will summon my Barian Pawn from my hand. Activating his effect, I can bring my Barian King back from my graveyard and use his effect again to search another Barian card. That would be my Barian's Rook, and by reducing my King's attack points by 1,000, I can summon him. You haven't seen anything yet. Now I will overlay my Barian King and my Barian Pawn. With these 2, I build the overlay network to exceed summon my rank 7 Barian Emperor, Silent Nasher!
Oh great, this thing's back.
Silent Nasher!
Sorry.
I have to admit, this monster looks impressive. Oh, just you wait. I bet you're not going to
This
like
thing's
his
a real
special ability.
threat.
When he summoned, all of your face-up cards become overlay units. So say bye-bye to your field spell, your pendulum cards, and all 4 of your monsters!
Nothing happened.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
What?
Why is it working? You can thank my spiritualist of the GRO for that. As long as it's on my field, your extra deck monsters cannot activate their special abilities the turn they are summoned. Ugh, you cheat! Your special summon was worthless. Huh. In that case, just for a little bit more company, I'll overlay my Baryon Rook and Bishop. I overlay these 2 in order to exceed summon my rank 7 Baryon Emperor Tanuki Hand!
Tanuki Hand?
So now you have 3 Xyz monsters on your field. My Silent Nasher may be unable to activate his effect, but he still gains 200 attack points for each overlay unit he has. And that's not all he'll be gaining. I activate the equip spell Baryon Photon Cannon, and I'll equip it onto my halberd here. Now, not only do all of my monsters gain 1,000 additional attack
points,
but the equipped monster, that being my halberd, is allowed to gain an additional attack for each Baryon monster I control. I have 2, so he can attack 3 times this battle phase. And I take it that you're going to try and use your halberd's special ability to shuffle all of my monsters back into the deck again.
It wasn't special this turn.
Even though I can shuffle them into the deck, it'd be pointless since I can't attack you directly. So in order to do damage, I'll just have to do things the old-fashioned way. Go, my halberd! Destroy his spiritualist! What? Why haven't you felt any pain? It's going to take more than the spear field and a fake Baryon Emperor to damage me.
Oof. Now I in the pride.
Attack his Cyberwreck, my halberd! Now destroy that pathetic Snortosaur!
Took more damage from that one, it seemed to respond a little.
Attack his Odd-Eyes Pendulum Dragon! Go! Grappling Smash! I am done there. I set 1 card face down and end my turn. Make a comeback if you dare, Mephiles.
Please.
Very well then.
Do it again.
Asking you shall receive. Draw! I should thank you for clearing my board, by the way.
Why?
Now I can bring out a whole new cavalry.
Of course.
Oh no, of course! First, I will pendulum summon from my deck these 2 monsters. Elfie of the RO and a second Vigilante of the RO. Then I'll pendulum summon my Odd-Eyes Pendulum Dragon back from my extra deck. Wait, only those monsters?
You could special an entire deck.
I'm going to waste my entire extra deck on 1 duel, let alone you.
Because there's no MR4 in this format.
Even you aren't worth that much trouble.
Then again, the
I
only
will
pendulum
activate
monster,
my trap card RO Plot Twist.
What?
This trap card lets me special summon one of my RO monsters back from my graveyard. I'm afraid not, Mephiles. I activate my Tanuki Hand's special ability. It can negate your trap card's effect by using up an overlay unit. And I get to summon a token to the field. You can't. My portal to the GRO protects all of my cards from being negated by your effect.
Really? That too?
No! Ugh. So I can't stop your monster's abilities, nor your spell or traps. Bingo. Now, where were we? Oh yeah, Coolio, welcome back. Also, I will use RO Chart B's Pendulum ability, turning your monster's rank into a level for this turn.
Again.
Not again! And now, since my Elfie's a tuner monster, I'll tune it with my 2 level 4 monsters.
Level 9.
I synchro summon level 9! Jester tier of the GRO!
I would have laughed if he summoned Trishula.
He looks pathetic. You won't be saying that when I use his special ability. First, he gains a puppet counter for each of his synchro materials. And
So
then,
3, yeah.
battle phase, I have him attack your Tanuki hand. Is this a joke? Your monster's weaker than mine, thanks to my equip spell.
I have 3 counters.
Don't bet on it. I remove one of my Jestertier's counters to activate his special ability, automatically sending your monster to the
Oh
graveyard.
boy. And let me guess.
What?
Jester can attack multiple times per turn.
No, I won't allow that. I activate Silent Nash's special ability. By using up an overlay unit, Silent Nasher can negate my monster from going to the graveyard. Wrong. From my hand, I play a quick play spell card. Go, RO Rejection!
What?
This spell card not only negates your monster's special abilities until the end of the turn, but it also lets me draw a card, since it was special summoned from the extra deck. No! Ugh! And I can't use Silent Nash's ability! Exactly. And in return, I also get to special summon 1 puppet token to the field, with the essence of your monster.
Jesus.
Meaning it has the same attack and defense. And I'll have that token destroy Silent Nasher. Ah! And now by tributing that token, my Jestertier can attack again and repeat the process. Finish off that Halberg. No. You may be able to get rid of my monsters, but this one you won't get rid of.
You have no materials.
I activate my trap card, Baryon Bond.
What?
Now by sending my Baryon Archfiend and my Baryon Knight from my deck to the graveyard, I'm allowed to prevent my monster from being affected by your monster's effect. In fact, he becomes unaffected by all card effects until the end of the turn.
So he won't go to the graveyard.
Sorry,
He'll win.
Mephiles, but the only way you're getting rid of my Halberg is by battle. And since my monster's stronger than yours, I'll say bye to your Jestertier. Destroy it! Ugh!
He reacted to that as well.
You actually managed to hurt me.
All that for a drop of blood.
I have to admit, that's quite impressive. But then again, how does that feel? The fact that it takes a second-rate Baryon Emperor to hurt me. A second-rate god. Whatever. If I'm able to hurt you,
Second
then I'm
rate
able
on
to
the
beat
same.
you. End your turn, Mephiles. Oh, I'm not quite done yet. Because by banishing my Spiritualist of the GRO from my graveyard, I can have my Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon gain his attack points. No!
And you know to
Now,
deal with
Odd
Odd
Eyes,
Eyes.
go!
Double damage.
Finish off that pathetic Halberg once and for all! And don't forget, when Odd Eyes battles a level 5 or higher, the damage you take is doubled. Spiral Flame Strike!
Plus reaction force.
Ah!
I don't think that's game. Because he had 7,000 life points gained earlier. Much earlier, to be fair.
My Halberg. Impossible.
Just imagine him crash to the ground like Eggman at the end of after
Minus,
the egg thing.
You will not believe
After
what
the
is
egg
possible.
wyvern fight just goes
I
like,
end
no!
my turn. Make it yours. Mephiles. I will make you pay for this! Now, since there are more than 7 Baryon monsters in my graveyard, I can activate Baryon's World's third
I just
special
spelled
ability.
wood.
During the
Oops.
draw phase, I can skip it, and in return, I can add any card from my deck to my hand as I wish.
Yes.
For once this duel. The effects of that field spell appear to be getting stronger. Indeed, but it saves me the effort of performing a chaos draw, doesn't it?
True that.
And during my standby phase, I gain another 7,000 life points.
11,400.
And now behold, Mephiles. If the first line of defense didn't stop you, then I'm sure the second will. I play Rank Up Magic Supreme Baryon Force!
Oh, jeez.
Now I summon my halberd back to the field.
Just like the 7th
and
one.
I can rank it up! So let's go! You think any common rank up XCs will scare me?
No common ones.
That depends on what it's turning into. Chaos XCs Evolution! Now appear rank 8! Chaos XCs Baryon Emperor! Neo Tachyon Drago Fleet!
You're Tachyon Drago Fleet. What have you done to it? Then again, Neo Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon always did look like... It looked like one of those cards where the guy who was making it sat down, started drawing, and only stopped because the card was going to be released that very day.
I don't think you've gone far enough. Oh, ha, ha. You won't be making jokes after I use his special ability.
I feel like the heads could be bigger, but...
My Supreme Baryon Force card allows me to attach my other 2 Xyz monsters to this card as overlay units. Now he has 3 Chaos overlay units. And once per turn, his special ability lets me banish a card you control for each of them. So
you don't have
get rid of
Spiritualist
that
this time.
Portal, that trap card, and his Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. Go Baryon Wipeout!
They're all gone.
That was my favorite dragon. Congratulations. You have made me mad. And
about
that
the portal,
is a fatal
you can
mistake.
attack directly. I'm imagining that card had banished in case of banished effect.
You may have those pendulum cards still on your field, but they won't matter once I deplete the rest of your life points. Now go, my ultimate weapon! Attack his life points directly and end this duel! Cosmic Stream of Oblivion!
He's got something planned, of course. And now part 3.
Finally,
that's his life points, not the
Bug
attack points.
has been squished. Sorry, Minus, but you'll have to keep on waiting. Since you're attacking me, I special summon my intern of the RO from my hand
You have
in
an intern?
defense mode. What? Then I banish my sloth of the RO from my graveyard. Now, all monsters you control that have more attack than the monsters I control cannot attack this turn. What will it take to crush you? Fine, I'm done. Make it your last move. Because face it, Mephiles, you won't stand a chance against my Draco fleet. You should really be careful what you say around me.
Yeah.
I draw. Perfect. I activate my intern's other effect. By tributing him, I can special summon a different RO monster directly from my deck. I bring forth my headsman of the RO.
A vanilla?
And just you wait.
Oh no.
Summoning an evolution monster, huh? Correct. I'm using the
There's
EXP
no other reason
card
for him to use a
RO
normal monster.
Evolution. Very well then. Let's see what you bring out. I expand the DNA strand using my level 3 monster in order to evolution summon level 6. Mephiles, King of the GRO!
Your card? I like how Mephiles went from a character with no mouth to 2 mouths.
So this is your true form? That's right. This is my true form. quite the charmer, aren't I?
Wow. I did know that you were a dual spirit, but I'll admit I wasn't expecting this. Well, it doesn't matter. He only has 100 attack points anyway.
It's
He's
the
pitiful.
effects
And you
you need
jinxed
to
it.
worry about.
Because
Yeah.
when I'm summoned, I gain the combined attack of every monster you control. And now I'm the strongest monster on the field.
You're a wicked avatar,
No!
in a sense.
And now that I'm the strongest monster on the field, I'll be using my other skill. But not before I explain my RO evolution's other effect. With it, all of my RO monsters in the graveyard bow to my every whim, allowing me to use any RO monster in my graveyard as an EXP card.
Okay, you can't hit it with
With
somebody
this
who
endless
controls
artillery
monsters.
in mind, I banish one of them to activate one of my skills. Now I can summon 2 more copies of myself from my deck.
Jeez. And they're all going to gain the attack.
There's 3 of them!
And using their skills,
Technically
they gain
4.
your monster's attack as well. So I have 3 monsters stronger
Since
than
Mephiles
yours.
himself is a...
I have one of my
Mephiles.
copies attack your Draco Fleet.
He starts 2
I
extinct
use
materials.
my Draco Fleet special ability. I can negate its destruction by using up
We
an
go 3.
overlay unit. I still take damage. But, with all the life points I have, a bit of chip damage is worth it to keep my monster on the field.
Very well then. Then I will have the last 2 copies of myself attack, using up both of its overlay units.
He's going to get another 7,000 next turn.
My monster may have no overlay units. But, next turn, Mephiles. Next turn, I will use my Chaos Draw to give me a card that will cook up your destruction.
Guess again. I activate my trap RO budget restraints.
What?
Now, with this trap card's effect, I am able to perform special summons from my extra deck during the battle phase.
Uh-oh.
So with this trap, I can overlay 2 copies of myself.
What?
I use them to build the overlay network and
See, summon
exceed
using an
summon
evolution
rank
monster.
6 Dark Grizzly of the GRO.
No!
You have the right reasons to be worried, especially if my Dark Grizzly battles. I use its effect, getting rid of an overlay unit, and your monster is automatically sent to the graveyard. So bye-bye, Draco Fleet.
Not again! No!
Ding! Stop destroying my thrones.
Oh, hurts.
Word of advice. If you're going to summon a strong monster, make sure they have the effects necessary to stay around for more than 1 turn.
In other words, has a fucking protection that isn't by battle.
Enjoying the pain? You were the one who brought up the spear field, after all. Well, prepare to face more. Dark Grizzly's effect activates. After using its ability to send your monster to the graveyard, he deals you damage equal to your monster's attack.
Jeez. If he used the Chaos Draw now, I
And
might
he
just
can
kill him.
strike again. Go! Attack him again!
He's back down to base. He's right back where he was when he started this duel.
That's it from me. I end my
The
turn.
Chaos Draw, like, this would probably kill him.
Just face it, Minus. You came all this way to dethrone me. Well, I'm sorry to inform you,
I dethroned
but
you
I'm
twice.
too stubborn to give up everything I have accomplished so far. You have failed in your mission to get revenge. You have failed in your mission to dethrone me. And you have failed in your mission to unite the dimensions. Your only option now is to simply give it all up. Unless you want that handed to you the hard way.
Shut up. Shut up! I'm not done yet, Mephiles. You may have been able to counter me at every turn! But I still have one last trick up my sleeve. And you already know what it is. Let's do this. Chaos Draw!
Dude, Mephiles is a little worried of this.
Now, during my
No
standby
backlash.
phase, I gain another 7,000 life points. But that won't matter. Behold, Mephiles. You are about to face Barian World's last
Then again, he's a
and
Barian
greatest
Emperor
line of
himself,
defense.
so it would only do
Go!
it would only
Rank
hurt
up
the others
magic
because they were
beyond the
humans.
thousands!
Oh, jeez.
Another rank up card.
This spell card comes at a nifty price. First, I must pay half of my life points. Then I must send all Xyz monsters in my extra deck to the graveyard.
Then how are you going to rank
All
up in
but
anything?
one.
Oh, that.
You send
why.
your entire extra deck to the graveyard for one card. Risky move.
It
all or
depends
nothing.
on what card. Behold, Mephiles, you will face the most powerful and most destructive of all of my monsters! Ultimate Chaos Xyz Evolution! Appear before us, rank 12! Chaos
Not even a rank
Xyz,
13.
1,000 Gates of Hope!
1,000 Gates of Hope.
This is your final hope? A gate?
Not just any
Question
gate,
mark attack.
Mephiles. A gate that contains within its boundaries the power and strength of all of Barian World. And what rotten luck you must have to be its first victim.
So what does it do?
Well, for starters, it's unaffected by all card effects that would make it leave the field.
Of course.
It also can't be tributed, nor can its effects be negated. But that's only the tip of the iceberg.
Of course.
Because through this card's effect, it gains 7,000 attack points.
Of course.
For every Xyz monster in either of our graveyards.
What?
I count 15! So this card's attack points rise up to more than 14,000!
Jesus
There's over
Christ!
14,000 attack points.
No, over
Oh,
10,000.
but it gets worse. Barian World's last effect activates. Since there are
Wait,
more
no.
than 14 Barian monsters in my graveyard,
I don't know.
the attack points
Well,
of
again,
all of my monsters are
100,000.
doubled.
I think at 210,000 is over 14,000,
But
so
wait,
no, I'm wrong.
there's more. Now
He
I
was right.
banish my Barian Bond trap card from my graveyard. By doing so, along with my rank up magic beyond the thousands, my monster's attack points double again. And then beyond the thousands effect activates. Since it was banished, I can return it and my Barian Bond back to my graveyard. I can then use Barian Bond to banish the two of them again, repeating the process. And guess what,
400,
Mephiles? I can
800,000,
keep doing this
840,000
over and over again.
You're stuck. So you have an infinite loot just like Akaba Reggie did. You're in the millions.
Behold, Mephiles. Witness the might of my monster's infinite attack points.
His card has infinite strength.
Oh, still not enough for you? Well, wait until you see this. Go, my gates, battle! And when my gates battle, all of your monsters are banished! Ugh. This is over, Mephiles. Your reign of the organization ends here! Go, my gates, end this! Punishment of 1,000 Barians!
You conduct your attack, but I shall not lose. Not by sending my RO budget restraints from my field to the graveyard. I take no damage this battle phase.
Ugh.
Whatever. I end my turn.
Infinite attack
Very
points, he
well,
still
then.
survived.
You can't.
What?
The turn my monster is summoned, it forces you to skip your next draw phase. Also, you can't special summon from your deck, so no more pendulum summoning from your deck.
Only his hand and extra deck.
And on top of that, Mephiles, if that wasn't enough, my monster has one other ability. During my draw phase, I gain life points equal to its attack points.
You'll gain infinite life points?
If you actually conduct your next draw phase, that means...
That's right.
He'll never lose.
After this turn, I will automatically win the duel since my life points will be too high.
You can win the duel automatically if your life points are too high?
So go ahead, Mephiles. Make your last
I can read that
turn.
in the anime. Then
It
again,
will be an effortless
why not?
one. There's
I mean, at that point,
nothing
you might as
you
well
can
have won.
do.
So,
what?
So? So? Look at you! There are no monsters on your
It's even a
field.
divine attribute, I
No
believe.
cards in your hand. You can't summon from your deck.
Maybe it's a light type. I don't know.
And you're facing a monster with infinite
I don't
attack
recognize
points.
Katakanji.
What possible bright side can there be, Mephiles? You tell me!
simple. I have a graveyard.
So what? Even if
Graveyard's
you
a
can
second
summon a
hand.
monster, what monster could possibly help you against this?
You may have locked me from special summoning monsters from my main deck, but my pendulum monsters still have effects. Specifically RO Chart B. It turns your monster's rank into a level.
Okay.
What are you doing?
That's level 12.
You'll see. Now I activate RO Evolution's graveyard effect. By banishing a GRO monster from my graveyard, not only can I add it back to my hand, but I can bring my headsman back from my graveyard, ready to be used as an evolution material. Don't count on it. This monster that I plan to summon, I only bring out on special occasions. So consider yourself a
If
very
you're willing to
special
show off
victim.
yourself,
RO Evolution!
What?
To change the world is a revolution. Ignite your powers within and bring forth the new world order. I, Evolution, summon. Go level 6. New World Evolution Dragon.
Oh. That thing's boss. It's even got the monster aboard thing as a tail. It's got the Ankh.
Interesting.
Wait. I know that role. Hugo, what are you doing just standing there? Come on. Sorry.
I'll admit that monster looks fancy, but it's worthless against my gates.
Not unless I use his skill. By banishing an EXP card from the graveyard, New World's ability activates, allowing me to take control of a level 5 or higher monster. Your gates are under my command.
What?
Thanks to infinite attack points.
So what? Even if you manage to steal my gates from me, it doesn't even matter, because the gates can only attack if you control Barrion World, and you don't! So I win! Your feat was worthless!
There's
Mind
more.
control is to the end of the
New
world.
World also gains the attack points of the monster he took control of.
No! No!
Sorry, Minus.
Infinite plus 2500 is still
How could this
infinite.
be? Apprehended? I was given the powers of Barrions. I was given the powers of gods. It can't be. This is impossible. Impossible.
Minus, I already told you. You will not believe what is possible. You should have known that coming to my island was a doomed mission. And now, this war will end in my victory. Now it sinks into you, doesn't it? You never stood a chance against me. Nobody has, and nobody will. My willpower is far too great. And that same willpower will be responsible for your destruction and the end of the Barrion clan.
No. 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 Come on. Who are you? Who are you?
Your end.
No! Please! Mercy! Mercy!
I have none to give. New World, end this war. Go! New World Revolution!
It doesn't kill Roger, nothing will. Jeez. Good day, man. It's going out cooler style. Just Dragon Ball Z. He gets blown to the sun for good measure. Or into space. That works too. Can Variants breathe in space? Actually, yes, considering the fact that Mizar once stood on the moon. So, yeah, they can breathe in space. Yeesh. Well, I wasn't wrong. Next. And now the final part of Clash of the Mighty, which is the shortest, fittingly enough. After frickin'... Jeez. Is that just from the duel or just in general?
That was a long run.
Might as well show into fucking space.
Commander Percy. Sir, reporting. Glad to see you made it back in one piece.
All right, sir.
At this point, I would have thought that you were discovered. Well, I'm smart enough to sneak away from my own dimension without them noticing. I think I'm able to go into the Burying Clan without being discovered.
What?
In fact, I don't even think Minus caught on. Fair enough. And I can see that you brought Yugioh with you. Tell me something, Agent Yugioh.
Sorry, I got my
What is
prey
the
was a
threshold?
double agent.
Sir, by the looks of it, the Burying Clan has mostly been decimated. I think the organization of the Forgotten winning is a clear cut. Figured as much. That's what everyone else is saying anyway. Especially considering what we saw happened earlier.
Nevertheless did kind of shoot mice into space.
By the looks of it, Minus is out of commission as well. Really? It's hard to explain, but long story short, it appears that Mephiles has gained the victory.
Clearly,
Then it's settled.
if you can't win by shooting your opponent into space, you can't win.
Today. And by the looks of it, we might have to start fighting them as soon as possible. Really? Why? Because I just got word. Some of our troops were discovered and, unfortunately, destroyed by a member of the Organization of the Forgotten. By the looks of it, it's only a matter of time before they discover that we're onto them. Ugh, brilliant. If we didn't have enough problems already. Indeed. I'm going to give command orders to initiate the attack as soon as possible. If that's the case, then we better get moving. Ugh, brilliant. You guys are back. So how did it... Guys? Hey, what's wrong?
Topia died.
What's wrong with you? You look like you came back from someone's funeral.
You technically did. Fortress of Words.
Ace? Was it something I said?
Yes, but you didn't know that.
Why? I'll explain later.
Much later.
Alright, everyone. It's only a matter of time before our turn comes. So let's get to our positions and be prepared to finish off the organization once and for all. Yes, sir. Viper, did you miss me? Ah, my lord. Glad to see you return.
Didn't need to do anything this
For a minute there, I thought I might have to send out a search party.
Okay.
Oh, please. As if I would need something like that. So how did your scuffle with Minus go? I will admit, he did put up a fight. I'd be lying if I said he wasn't a challenging duelist. But challenge or no challenge, He was just the same as all the others. He fell, just like the rest.
He
So I
fell
can see.
by being launched
Very well
into
done,
space.
Speaking of falling, how exactly do our opponents fare in this situation? They're all but destroyed and disposed of. The remaining members have either scattered, gone into hiding, or, believe it or not, captured by the Lancers. The Lancers.
He didn't know
If
they
you can
were
believe
there.
it appears that the Lancers have been on our doorstep this whole time. One of our new admins got a hold of some of them and managed to squeal some information out of them before disposing of them. They're apparently here to wait out the conflict to see which one of us had fallen. Of course, they would try to prey on this situation. Those
But better time to
Lancers just
strike.
don't know when to quit, do they? No, they certainly don't. Activate the communication device on all of our organization members.
What?
I have things to announce. As you wish. My beloved members of the Forgotten, I would like to start by saying congratulations. It is your might and superior effort that has granted us victory against the Barian clan. But I have been forewarned that this is only the beginning of this skirmish. It appears that the Lancers have discovered our little conflict and are trying to capitalize on it by trying to take us out at what they believe to be our weakest. But at this moment, I would like to assure them that they are dead wrong. This is definitely not our weakest, and we will prove that by continuing to fight once they decide to show up on our shores. They may have thought that they would have the upper hand in this situation, but I, and I'm sure the lot of you, have come too far in our goals to give everything up now. So, I say to you, the first wave may have been overcome, but the second has only just begun.
Hey, that rhymes.
So prepare yourselves. Go out there and show the Lancers who are the ones in charge, once and for all. For on this day, we will not be defeated. We will not be locked out. And above all else, we will not be forgotten! Matfalus! 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 Matfalus!
We got yet another army in our hands, and we're just knocking on their doorstep.
That roll, though. Could it be... Hugo. Right.
Hugo obviously recognizes the roar. Maybe he met the door spirit before? Thank you for watching Yugioh Unleashed Season 2 and for watching this series so far. Trust me, man, it's been a pleasure. There may have been some bumps along the way, but overall it's been a very enjoyable ride. Yeesh. This does have a bit of the problem of just being like... okay, it's not as bad as Valator versus Zashin, to be fair. Like, I was afraid it was going to be like that, but fortunately it wasn't, because that's probably be like, okay, your antagonist is super powerful, so how's he going to lose? You didn't think that far ahead, did you? I mean, yeah, of course you can always just, since it's a custom card, you can always just make up a card, but it's always the case just being like, okay, so you summon a super powerful boss monster that really pushes the opponent to the end point where it's like almost a no-win scenario against it. How are you gonna? So how is he going to lose? Because he has to lose at some point. Unfortunately, as we proved in this duel, Mephiles is not invincible. He is beatable. You gotta bring everything on planet Earth to do it, but he can be beaten. Well, he can't be. Well, he hasn't been beaten, but it's theoretical you can beat him. That sounds reasonable. I mean, let's be real here. The only reason that fucking minus the loss in the end is because he kept cranking his monster up to infinite attack points. Although, to be fair, I guess in that situation, I think we all would kind of do that. Because why not? Wouldn't you want your monster to have infinite attack? I would. Still, overpowered duelist versus overpowered duelist. One overpowered duelist was left standing in the end. Still, we noticed that freaking Midas had all those obnoxiously powerful feeling spell, but just like, well, he's screwed. I don't know. So that's a very, as long as it was a very enjoyable finale for the season. Just like, well, I do think that season 2 was a phenomenal thing. I enjoyed the majority of it. Like, there may have been a few snags along the way, but I thought that overall I really enjoyed this season. So, yeah, it's the end of the Barians, and now we're going to worry about the organization The Forgotten. So, yeah, back to the main plot. This is not as much of a detour as Sheen. I keep comparing it to Revelations, but that's just I'm comparing custom card shows with custom card shows. I'm not going with Chaos Control, because that's one episode. So, yeah. Either way, I am just thinking out loud how Yugioh recognizes that world. If I had to make a theory, though, odds are that if it was something that was forgotten, maybe it's an evolution monster, so it's from the evolution dimension, obviously. So I'm thinking it'd be like it was, like maybe it was some sort of thing that was being experimented on, and then Mephiles got a hold of it or something. Something like that. Maybe it's a dual spirit, maybe it was Yugioh's dual spirit. I don't know. I think it doesn't look like a force for evil, though. It's an impressive dragon, but I don't know if it's evil. Guess we'll find out when we get to it. So much happened. Well, I'm dragging this on. This has been going for over an hour, so I'm just going to cut it here. Season 2 and Yu-Gi-Oh! Unleashed is phenomenal, and you far surpassed Arc 5. Not that was a hard bar in the first place, but still. If you can go over the official anime, that's something impressive. Until next time, see ya.